What up, though, man? It's James VirGodo of God Over Genius, man. Here to get my prediction, man, for Super Bowl 59 between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm very excited for this Super Bowl. A rematch from a couple years ago. And in the first Super Bowl, it was very close. It came down to 3 points, and the Chiefs got away with it with only one turnover being from Jalen Hurts, and it was just a fumble. Jalen Hurts had 3 rushing touchdowns, like 3 passing touchdowns. Pat Mahomes, 0 turnovers. He put up numbers. Um, this is somewhat of an even team when you really break down, position by position. But I think Philadelphia Eagles are more superior in each position, excluding the quarterback position, which is the most important position on the field, which is why I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs. Also, head coaching as well. Andy Reid is a better head coach, and I just think when those two minds are on this become one, meaning the quarterback and the head coach, that's typically a recipe for major success. I think Philadelphia has all the intangibles to not only win this game, but create some distance on the scoreboard. However, I just don't think they will be able to play mistake-free football for 60 minutes. You cannot make any mistakes against the Kansas City Chiefs whatsoever. On top of whatever you got to deal with, what they say the conspiracy with the referees, but that's another story. Um, the one mistake the Eagles made a couple years ago was the deciding factor in their Super Bowl loss. Just a fumble. They didn't make a lot of mistakes, and it was just one. Number 15 capitalizes on every mistake that you make against him, especially when the marbles are on the line. Uh, the keys to victory for the Philadelphia Eagles, I believe, Saquon Barkley not only has to have over 100 rushing yards. I'm willing to say he needs a $150 at minimum, but I guarantee a win for the Eagles if he can get 200 rushing yards, or possibly 200 total yards from the line of scrimmage. But that's what it's going to take from Saquon. Saquon will be the reason the Eagles win if they win, because Jalen Hurts is not going to outsmart, Andy Reid for 4 quarters, and they are not about to allow him to dominate them to a win. But Saquon should be the MVP this year. I know it's going to probably go to Lamar and, Josh Allen in the mix, but Saquon really should have gotten the MVP. And I had already said if they didn't allow him to break their record, the only way for Saquon to make up for not breaking Ed Dickerson's record is not only win the Super Bowl, but be the Super Bowl MVP. The only way Philly wins, they have to have an MVP performance by Saquon, or somebody on defense is going to have a spectacular game. Someone like Jordan Davis or Jalen Carter, which they're more than capable of doing. The Kansas City Chiefs, on the other hand, I believe they're going to win, but I think this is going to be one of those Super Bowls where they're going to be down and have to make like a comeback. I think it's going to be one of them type games. I think they're going to come back from like maybe 14 down or, 21-7, and they're going to go on like, a 21-0 run and, win the championship. I think Philly is going to come out with a lot of momentum and a lot of excitement, and I think they're going to punch them in the face, honestly. It's going down in New Orleans at the Dome, so, it's no type of weather conditions, and, nothing can, interfere with the throwing. So, they're going to be moving fast on that turf. That's pretty good for both teams because Philly will running the ball. They ain't going to have no type of, interference with that. But I just think the Eagles not the Eagles, the Chiefs have so much experience, along with Andy Reid being in this position multiple times. You got to think Andy Reid was once the head coach of the Eagles when they had Terrell Owens and Donovan McNabb. They actually got kind of, I think they was cheated out of that game against Tom Brady. But nevertheless, I think it's nothing Andy Reid hasn't seen at this point, and I think he knows what he has to do. I don't think they're gonna do too much neither. Uh, I think the Chiefs, I don't know what to expect out of Pacheco at this point because I don't think he's fully recovered. But Kareem Hunt is very productive, and I look for them to utilize him in the running game. And if they can just get some decent progression out of Kareem, Pacheco, and uh Perrine as well, Samaji Perrine, they just open things up for play action and things like that. Because man, Patrick Mahomes will eat you up, pause, with the short passes and just wear the defense down. But let's not get it twisted. The pressure will come, and it will be interesting to see how that O line holds up for 4 quarters because Philly is stacked on their defense, man. Jordan Davis, like I said, Jalen Carter. And hopefully Jalen Carter gets ejected or something because he punched somebody last week in the Washington game. And, the fans have been, highlighting that and talking about some of his off the field issues. He could be a hothead. But Philly got them DBs as well. Mitchell was a lockdown DB and he a rookie. Then you got Darius Slay Jr., the veteran, and they got a hard hitting safety in the up top as well. So there's many things that can work in Philly favor. But if I'm Philadelphia, I just want to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field as long as possible. And with you having a running game, feed Saquon. You didn't got here and finally got this far with him, and he was the biggest steal of the offseason. The Giants just handed him away for nothing. Man, run him till he can't go no more. I would give Saquon the ball 35 times if necessary. As long as he ain't turning the ball over, like I'm running him till he like, hey, bro, take me out. Because you don't want to leave nothing on the table. And the more you keep Patrick off the field, I think the better it works in your favor. So with all that being said, the final score I predict for the Super Bowl 59, it's 28-21 Kansas City Chiefs. I don't see this being a blowout simply because, it's the Chiefs never have, outside of the Tom Brady Super Bowl with the Buccaneers, and that was in the COVID era. Every game they have is, relatively close. So I'll say 28-21 the Chiefs. And I also believe they're going to, make like a comeback. Now, with all that being said, now that we got the game out the way, I'm very excited for the halftime show. I'm looking forward to Kendrick Lamar and him bringing out SZA. And I believe this is going to be one of the greatest halftime performances in Super Bowl history. It's really no telling, what Kendrick got, cooked up, but it's going to break the internet. And I think I'm going to make another separate video going into more details, but it's quite obvious he gonna perform Not Like Us, and that's gonna really shake up the dome. And it's going down in New Orleans, man. So that's the place of voodoo and witchcraft, man. It's the energy gonna be crazy that night. So I'm just excited, man, for Super Bowl 59, man. And all football fans, man, I know everybody want to see the Chiefs lose, and some people boycotting. At the end of the day, this is a registered sports entertainment company. There's still so much to look forward to, man. There's a lot of players with great storylines who haven't won a ring, and some players are working on trying to eclipse Hall of Fame status with this game. And it's just gonna be good football, period. These are well coached, well disciplined teams, so I think it's going to be a dope Super Bowl. But if you made it this far to the video, I want to say thank you for watching, man. Please like this video and subscribe to the God Love Virginia's YouTube channel. I'm over 1,000 subs, man. Let's get to 10,000 subs. You dig what I'm saying? I'm thinking big. I am James VirGodo, and once again, be God level. The genius is in you. God level genius.